No music. Oh, whoopsie. I'm gonna sing.
You're gonna sing. All right.
It's Nina's birthday today. One, two, three. Happy.
Yeah. Just so you
Oh,
guys know, Vina is part of our team here at BPM RIA, behind the scenes, all the way across the ocean, all the
correct.
above. So,
Correct. She's a mom. She's a badass. She's amazing.
yeah,
She's
absolutely.
all the above, and we
All the
appreciate her.
above. Yep, you
Appreciate her
got
so
it.
much. So, good morning, everybody. Let me make sure the chat is open. Chat's open.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Oh, I don't know what I just did, but oops.
Who is ready for our training this weekend? Like, I am super pumped. I don't know if you guys are in the loop, but we have our boot camp this weekend. So we'll be spending the weekend with quite a few of you guys. So super excited about that. I want to say like 30 something of you guys are already in.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's going to be a nice weekend.
Yep. And I see some of our students on board. Eldon, good morning.
Good morning.
And I don't know if it's good morning, good afternoon. I was a guest on Dria's webinar last night. The day before, we did an X Million Mastermind. Last Friday, we did an Ask Me Anything.
Oh my gosh, you guys, if you didn't see that Ask Me Anything, like we did post the replay. So yeah, you should like so many good questions. You guys really love a niche. Like you just ask so many good questions. So yeah, and even Anish, you've been killing it. Like that other one you did when you gave your story, like
Yeah,
that kind of stuff like gives me the goosebumps. I don't know. I'm a
yeah,
big podcast girly, so I love to hear like the background and the context, like how did we get here?
yeah.
And obviously I know, but it's really good, Janine. You should see it on the YouTube channel. I'll link it in the
Yeah,
chat right now.
absolutely. And like as you guys have been following us and for the years, obviously like this month has been pretty nutty, meaning we had our quarterly meeting this month. We had a Saturday workshop with Zach on creative
Oh,
financing.
about that Saturday workshop, you guys, if you were there, as long as you're an attendee, I will be happy to share with you his slides. He literally sent me his slides. So if you guys want that, let me know. Send me an email. If you were an attendee, I'm sorry. That's what he said. He says for attendees only, they can have the slides to the presentation. And also, if you were in that workshop, you got $700 of free gift trainings and things. So make sure that you saw my email and collected that
Yeah,
gift.
and it was just so you guys and again, I really appreciate it. We were sold out on a Saturday event.
Oh,
So for us, when we're doing these in-person events, it's limited spacing. We are, I mean, I'll just say it, we're not sure in the future. There may be a possibility of online streaming at the same time, because I know some of you guys are not local, right? So for the local people, you're saying, hey, Nish, what about me? I can't fly in for that. So we're working with Nova University to see how
I'm gonna
we
have
could
to
have
get the
a,
bigger room, Anish.
yeah, we're trying to see how we can mix and match on it. I mean, you guys have told us we're doing the best that we can when it comes to it to really make it worthwhile for you guys too. So today is Thursday. Okay, so just out of curiosity, how many people have been on the webinars Tuesday, Wednesday? Now, obviously, you guys are on today. Wednesday, Saturday. If someone gets extra points, if they came to the Wednesday in-person meeting, they came Saturday to the workshop, right?
What are
And
these
they've been
points
following us.
transfer to membership edition? What kind of points are we talking? Brownie points or
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, I didn't piss them off enough, right? No, I'm kidding on that end
so
of it. Like,
silly.
it's exciting for me. So
Never.
it's always so great to see you guys. Again, we've been really committed. We got a lot of cool things coming up also, which you don't know yet from other vendor partners. Everyone's really diving in your education, guys. So again, keep giving us feedback, 5-star Google reviews, and let us know what you want. So I think we let's get started.
Absolutely, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Our last call before our 2-day quick start, and this will be the second to last training of 2025. So you don't want to, I mean, obviously the last training is like, thank goodness you made it this year, but we want to get you in now. So we're doing this last webinar just to fill you guys in on what we do in the training, how this is so impactful, and how people are doing deals from just the 2-day quick start. And how we're even partnering with people after this training, like you guys will hear all about it today. So welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Alexa, COO at BPM RIA. That's Broward, Palm Beach, Miami-Dade Real Estate Investors Association, your only local approved chapter here in South Florida that is partnered with the National Real Estate Investors Association, the National RIA. Like I said, we're going to do our last call webinar today. We're going to get down and dirty on Saturday morning, 9 a.m. sharp. So if you're locked in for that training, I commend you for spending your weekend with us. I know it's a lot of time, but trust me, it is worth it. And we set up all the things in place to make sure that you guys are covered and that this is the safest training for you all. So to make it fun, we are raffling a membership today. So congratulations to our future winner. I will announce you at the very end and go, go, go. Go ahead and text the word membership to this number you see on the screen. It is 954 800 6961, and somebody will be winning a $295 value membership to BPM RIA just for attending this webinar. So those details are in the chat, and I will announce winner at the end, like I said. So good luck. This is my favorite way to keep up with events, guys. All you have to do is text BPM REIA, all one word, no spaces, to our event line here, 954 800 6961. This is our event hotline. This is our raffle hotline. Nobody's going to answer the phone if you call this number. This is just for fun, you guys. But also, this is how we get you those fun raffles and updates and things like that. So go ahead and text that to the number we see on the screen. Details are in the chat, and you will get text updates on our events, webinars, networkings, workshops, trainings, everything. So we'll always make sure to keep you guys in the loop. And I know it's super easy to get the text with the link, and it's just very convenient. So go ahead and do that if you need that, like I do. Quick start training. Okay, so we'll talk more about this obviously throughout the webinar, but I recommend you go to bpmquickstart.com. This is where you can see the different topics that we cover over the weekend. You can also see who are the people that teach on this training. The entire training is led and coached by Anish Dave, our CEO and lead mentor. But we have 4 incredible guest speakers on this training. They're all local business owners here in South Florida, all key people in our power team to help us get our deals done. You guys probably met like half of them at the quarterly meeting a couple weeks ago, and you're going to meet more in this training. And you will be top of mind for those individuals. They are going to be giving their phone numbers, contact informations, resources, tools, and they're going to give you that one-on-one time during this boot camp training. You guys might wonder, how is it one-on-one? Well, cameras are on, microphones are on. It feels like you are in a virtual classroom. This is not in person, or it would be double or triple the price. So we haven't done this in person since before COVID, and there is a reason for that. We get a lot done. We're breaking into small groups. We're analyzing properties. We're doing the numbers. We're doing so much stuff. And I won't harp too much about it because I want Anish to dive deep into this. But you
Yep.
guys just click the link in the chat, and we will see you from 9 to 5 on Saturday and 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. Members $4.95, non-members $6.95, and I do have an option in there for you guys to get your membership and member ticket all in one sweep. So
Yep.
look,
And we only have less than 3 seats left as of yesterday. So I'm not
yeah,
sure how many seats we have left. We keep it small on purpose. There's a method to the madness, guys. And I see a lot of people that actually on this webinar that have been in our quick start. So if you've been in our quick start, while Alexa still goes over announcements,
yeah,
maybe
drop
just
it in the chat.
yeah, put in the chat. It's something that you learned.
Yes, please.
So
And
for the
like
other people too.
let everyone know there's nothing to be afraid of with online training. It's really good, I promise you guys. So corporate memberships, individual memberships, we have them both. We want you guys to be supported as investors. We want you guys to have that community. Although we meet online and we meet in person quarterly, we want you guys to stay in touch with the other members, which you can do by being a member of our BPM RIA. You have full access to the member directory. You have full access to benefits at your fingertips, discounts to Home Depot, Avis, Budget, Camaplan, Millennial Property Insurance, the list goes on. So, you guys, I highly recommend getting your membership so that you can feel like you actually are part of the community. I know that we have a lot of things that we do offer for free, and what you can do to give back to the community and treat yourself is by getting a membership. So, go, 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 get your memberships. You can get it on the website, bpmria.com. I'll drop the link in the chat for you guys. But once you get your membership, you will get a lovely welcome email from me with your login credentials so that you can access all of these things at your fingertips, like I said. And you business owners, I want to hear from you. I want to see what you have to make our members better and help them achieve their goals so that we can collaborate and really make some things happen. So looking forward to speaking with you all and getting you in this community, like for real. So, last but very not least, but mentoring and coaching here at BPM RIA. Some of you may know that we offer one-on-one coaching programs where you have your own personal mentor. We put up 100% of the money for your deals and split the profit 50-50. Some of you guys be like, whoa, 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 what's going on there? That is why we have that book a discovery call button on our website. You can go ahead and book your call right now on bpmria.com. This is a quick discovery call with you, with me. I can get you the brochure with the complete breakdown of everything we include in the two programs we offer, as well as the pricing information. And during this call, I'll be more than happy to schedule that follow-up discussion with you and our CEO so that you can clear up any questions and we can be sure that we are good partners for each other because we want to make sure that we are good partners at the end of the day. That is the most important thing. So we want to help you get to your goals, want to help you get deals done, build that profit, and win. So go ahead and book your discovery call on the website. I look forward to speaking with each and every one of you and helping you guys achieve your real estate goals. So go to the link in the chat and always want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to National RIA. It's their 40th year anniversary this year. We're going to get as much goodies and benefits and discounts and everything we can possibly get through the National RIA at the conference this year. So I always want to thank the vendor partners as well, all of those guys that popped in at our quarterly meeting. They're listed on our website right now. We're always looking for more incredible vendors to add to our repertoire of incredible vendors that we have already. So you guys, if you have a business that you believe that you can help our members achieve their goals, like please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I have been having some great conversations with you guys, and I really look forward to having you guys just be more involved in the community, growing your businesses and everything like that. Like that's how we win is by helping each other and growing together. So I'm going to drop our social medias in the chat real quick. We have a private Facebook group. Would love for you guys to join. We've been posting in there. We're working on a deal right now with one of our students. Anish has been posting about it. Um,
Hey there.
Next.
Hang in there. Technical glitch.
There he
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
There he is, Harry Diamond.
Well,
You
you
guys,
froze for a sec, Alexa, so
oh, did I?
at least on my screen.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, I'm
That's so
sorry.
funny. I froze too. You froze. We all froze.
That's why I had to
Totally.
jump in. Cover you guys.
Overworked. We're overworked.
Oh my goodness. Well, you guys, if you're locked in for the training this weekend, you're probably going to see these faces a lot. So happy
Yes.
that you guys joined us today so you can start getting used to it. But I know you guys are so loyal and I appreciate you guys being on here. So put those questions in the Q&A. We got the guys on live. Make the most of this time with them. Don't be shy. Like, we can't see you. So don't be shy. Ask us
Exactly.
anything.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Alexa. So I do see a lot of new names, man. Man, we keep getting more people, and thanks for sharing the wealth out there. So my
Thank
name is Anish Dave, CEO of BPM RIA, board member of National RIA. Can you imagine that all on one business card? That thing's gonna be huge. It's gonna look like Carl Sheely's card with 13 licenses that he has. And so for me, they're starting to call me the deal magnet. And the reason I call them a deal magnet is deals are coming to us, right? We're attracting deals, we're changing mindset all the way through. And, again, I'm a licensed real estate agent. I've been a licensed mortgage guy. I've been in the business for 25 years. Actually, it's almost 26. So I've been around, so I've seen the ups and downs and all the above out there. I've spent lots of money on a national program. I spent well over $50,000 on a national program in 2008, made a lot of money, was a fantastic real estate investor from 2001 to about 2007 until the Great Depression or recession, you want to call on it. And, I said, man, the market's changing. I better figure out something. And as I'm losing 28 properties, millions of dollars, I said, I gotta change it up. And guess what? I went to a free event. Great information. It's the first time I ever even heard of wholesaling. And I did their $50,000 program. Great information. The challenge was the mentors were in Utah. So they didn't know the South Florida market. For $50,000 back then, I even looked up what the inflationary numbers. It'd be about a $75,000 investment. And the challenge was I only got 2 emails a week and one phone call. And when you're new to this, and again, they don't know the South Florida market, it was pretty upsetting. The good thing was they said, hey, go to your local RIA. And that's how I found BRIA. So the Broward Real Estate Investors Association, I did my last $5,000 at the time was their program. They didn't put up the money. I did their program. I was one of the top students, and I finally got to actually buy the companies from my mentors. Fast forward, and now we've changed our name to BPM RIA. It's almost 5 years since which is so crazy to even think how fast time is going by. And what we do that's really unique is we put up all the money for the deals and profit share. Of course, and you guys met Alexa, our COO. She is the backbone of our company. Anything
The
that you
real
guys,
Alexa,
yeah,
not
the real
AI.
Alexa. So I hope everyone, yeah, I know everyone's Alexas at their house are probably going nuts right now. And but yes, the real Alexa, right? And so anything that you guys need, Alexa is the heartbeat of our company. We do also have staff overseas, so we do have Vina. We do have a couple other staff members across the pond, and they're also beneficial in our teamwork too. I do have Harry Diamond, who is one of our lead mentors. Do you want to give a quick little introduction about you?
Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Anish. My wife Victoria and I started real estate back in 2012 through a national program, also dropped about 50 grand. They weren't local. That seems to be the main common thread between us mentors is that we've all spent these national programs and never actually did a deal. But they all did say go to your local RIAs, real estate investment associations. So Victoria and I went to all of them, felt very comfortable with this organization. We made a home here, and we quickly shot to be the #1 students. In 90 days, we put 12 deals onto the boards, and the rest was history. Um, so I'll leave it there, but welcome to the class. Welcome to this webinar. If you're new, you're in the right place. Even if you're experienced, you're in the right place. I didn't even know how to spell real estate when I started. So back.
Yep. And you know what's funny is, Harry, yesterday I did a workshop or a webinar, and we're talking about the first wholesale deal. And my first wholesale deal, signing a contract, I made $2,000. I put 500 bucks down, 2,000. I was excited because I made $2,000. I 4X my money. Your first deal was a net profit of
34,000.
34,000. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So even in the group yesterday in the chat, so many deals over 30,000, 20,000. Aisha, who's one of our friends and members of our organization, I felt happy. Her first deal was only 3,300. So it made me feel better on that end, right? So the question becomes, are you living your best life, right? My wife and I, she's Colombian. One of the things that we love doing is traveling around the world. And it was this business of wholesaling and rehabbing that got me back on my feet from going from millions of dollars to filing bankruptcy. I said, I got to figure this out. I did not want to go back to corporate America. I do have a degree in finance and banking. And I just said, heck no. And as I start building my business, I really got to do the things I really wanted to with my wife, especially traveling. I get to spend more time with my dad. Sometimes, if you guys have been at the in-person meetings, you've seen my dad at the event. He's almost 86 years old. And for me, it's this business that actually gave us the time to spend together. So you want to make money, and at the same time, you want to enjoy your life, right? So that's some of the things that I've done also. I know Alexa, if you could help out Michael Johnston to get him in the
Yes,
room on our
yes,
panelists.
sir. My
Yep.
bad. I got you.
And
Good.
and
Go.
it's funny, and Michael and Maddie are the other mentors. What we figured out, Harry, Victoria, Denise, and Lucian, we all love traveling. Some of the other things that we've done as a group at BPM RIA, I am the expert for wholesaling and rehabbing for the Miami Dolphins Business Combine. I am also the wholesale rehab expert for PAC, the professional athletic community. Former NFL players, and now PAC, which is really exciting, is they are in 6 major sports. So hockey, they've gotten their first, they've got a bunch of basketball players. They got, I believe, their first WNBA person. So this place has exploded. I just found out also, Alexa just told me that some of the
Yeah.
guys from PAC, right? I
Yep.
think how many people are
Got like 7 guys coming in. So
for the weekend. Yep. So
correct.
they're hopping on the same quick start that many of you guys have been or that you're going to want to be in. And the incredible thing about these guys, right? They're the 0.001% of 1% or whatever you want to call that number. My math is messed up there, but
Get it.
like,
Get
yeah,
it.
you get it. They're just, and you know what the funny part is? They're scared to make offers. All right. They're scared just like Harry was, Michael was, I was. Oh my God, I'm going to put down an offer. Am I really evaluating this right? And again, as they were the top in their field, they still want to get into real estate too. So we're also excited about our BPM student community. We do some pretty cool stuff. We also highly recommend the National RIA Cruise. Our next National RIA Cruise is February 1st to the 8th, 7 days out of Miami. The cool part is the sea days are full educational days. As you can see, we have a lot of fun out there. If you notice one of the photos, Alexa loves singing. So we got her singing and dancing out there. So what stays on the boat? No. And it's pretty cool stuff too. So you'll meet other real estate investors from around the country. Again, I was very fortunate to meet Grant Cardone. I always say before meeting Grant Cardone, I wasn't a big Grant Cardone guy. I didn't like, his social media. And then I got to actually meet him. He is one of the most solid guys. And what I really like about what he does is his passion for children and education. So he has millions of dollars set up for nonprofit for kids, education for real estate. So for me, it was pretty cool. And then also I was the first guest on Money Chat as the real estate expert, right? So I want to make sure you guys are alive. And before I do that, I'm going to let Michael, since he just popped in, he's one of our mentors, to give his background before we play a little video.
Yeah, hey guys, thanks for letting me join the call. Yeah, my wife and I joined BPM RIA probably about 12 years ago, 14 years ago, probably now. We went through the mentor program. And over the last 5 years in different types of mentor programs, I'd say we probably spent over $200,000. Not with this, just with BPM RIA, but with other programs as well. What I really liked about this organization is it's not cutthroat. And as Anish had mentioned, is we're all local. We all became like family. And speaking about your first wholesale deal, I'll never forget it because our first wholesale deal was actually with my wife's father. And we didn't know that he hadn't paid his mortgage for the previous 4 years until after we went through the boot camp weekend, which is coming up this weekend. And we kind of let everybody know what we were doing. And he said, oh, well, maybe you guys can help me out. And I haven't paid my mortgage in 4 years. And he was embarrassed about it. And he didn't want anybody to know. Fortunately, we were able to get him out of his house with $10,000 in his pocket. This was probably 12 years ago. He would have left with nothing if it wasn't for us going through the boot camp weekend that's coming up. So fast forward 12 years later, the last 2 years in a row, my wife and I sold close to $40 million in real estate
Each year. Yep.
And like Harry said, I'll just leave it at that. It's been great knowledge, and the market's constantly changing. Harry and I were just on a previous call where we were talking about how things are different 12 years ago than they are now, and they'll be different in a year from now. So just staying plugged in is really important to know what's going on in the market.
Absolutely. Thank you, Michael. And so some of you guys, if you guys have made it in the Boca area, we've been doing some events at Michael's office up in Boca. And we've been testing out a lot of stuff. So we will have another event coming up there pretty soon. It's just not on the calendar yet. It'll be within the 60
We're
days.
traveling like crazy, so
Yeah.
bear with us, guys. We'll get it up there.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, thank you, Michael. So I'm just kind of curious, right? Today is about interaction. So how many of you guys need to make more money in 2025? Give me a yeah, buddy, in the chat. I just want to make sure. Let's see, how many guys? Man, if not, okay. Eldon, yep, okay. Some of you guys, okay. Man, what are the rest of the guys doing? Man, I still need to make more money. Okay, yeah, David, yep. Right? So how many realize that there are some things that you definitely need to sharpen your skills, and it's going to cost you more money if you don't, right? Put it in the chat. Give me a yeah, buddy. Okay, some of you guys, yeah, I know, Janine, sometimes it sucks, right? Sometimes you're like, ah. And then how many of you ultimately understand that nothing's for free and you're going to have to invest in yourself? Give me a yeah, buddy. Okay, yep, Obi, yep. Okay, so awesome. Before I play a little quick video in the next hour or so, we're going to give you the blueprint how we're finding deals. We're going to talk about our coaching program and why you're going to want to invest in it. We're going to talk about our quick start, and we're going to show you some real deals out there too. So, okay, let's get going a little bit here. So I'm going to play a little quick video of what we've been up to the last year.
This is one of the best programs I've been a part of. The support is outstanding.
I encourage you to join this association. Your life will be changed.
Anish and everybody that was part of the BPM RIA they were just wonderful. They are very knowledgeable. They were helpful. They were patient, kind, very good teachers, very organized. Everything was just it was a great quick start seminar.
BPM RIA, Anish and the team, they are amazing. I have been a corporate member of the BPM RIA, formerly known as BRIA, for probably almost 15 years. And being part of an organization like that is just amazing when you get to see the people's lives that they're changing.
Hey, what's up? This is Avery Moss, former New York Giant, former Miami Dolphin. Recently, I got to finish up this PAC event where it was a group of professional retired athletes that got together and we're trying to figure out the next chapter of our life. Just hearing them talk, going through everything, like instantly, I was inspired by the guy. It was like a light bulb clicked above my head like a cartoon. And thanks to Anish Dave, I can say furthermore, I'm going to go through this process and get into real estate, stop messing around and actually do it, because I feel confident now of knowing what exactly what I want to do after meeting him and getting a base knowledge and seeing how things are.
Position. Grab the seat of the chair. The seat.
There you go.
Put your knee on the corner if you want to. All right. You're going straight to the floor, not at an angle, straight up and down. You're going to see the straight to the floor. Touch it once.
You're gonna destroy that shit, dude.
Touch it a third time.
And I have to say, they're an exceptional bunch of people to work with. How to use a technique, creative financing, how to get rid of liens. Don't hesitate to join, work with them. They will definitely help you get through the roughest times.
They put up all the money for the deals. They're there with you, make sure all the paperwork is right. You know, they're not going to leave you alone on this. And yeah, I recommend this.
BPM RIA program, it's definitely changed our lives. They funded our deals.
Hey, can't go wrong with other people's money.
Exactly. You know, they funded our deals. They got us into real estate. They held our hand the whole way through, and just really, the most amazing thing is we literally have these guys to. It's nothing for us to pick up the phone and call Anish and be like, "Hey, look, we got this deal. What do we do?"
They're not going to let your deal fall through.
Sorry there. Sorry, I was on mute there. That was a little recap of this past year. And so now the question becomes, right, is the problem why most investors fail. What are some of the reasons that you guys think? Harry, Michael, you guys can pop on in. Remember, if you guys got questions, put them in the Q&A. Today is interactive. So what are some of the problems that you guys think that investors fail? Okay, Walter, fear of failure. Yep, lack of training. What else? Investing in the wrong deal. Man, all these guys must have money. All right. For me, one of the big things was lack of funding and capital. Yeah, some of you guys give up soon. Harry, what was your first or your biggest fear?
Well, first was having the funds. My biggest fear was not knowing enough. Being an older person, I wanted to be more professional and be able to help the homeowner. And I couldn't do that unless I knew what was going on. So it was a steep learning curve, but it was more made easier because you were putting up all the money. So I didn't have to worry about that. And that made it a lot easier. A lot
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot. I mean, it's all over the place, right? Lack of funds, giving up too soon. David, I totally get that. How many of you guys have, hey, I went to go talk to a homeowner and they said no. So one of the things that I could tell you, and I know Michael's background, we've been friends for a long time. I know you've literally done door-to-door sales.
Yeah.
And
For
and you want to talk about like what really stopped you, or like what does that look like when you go door to door and they say no to you?
Well, I mean, it's something that a lot of people don't talk about anymore, and I don't know why, is the law of averages. And I
Yeah.
remember, when I was 17 selling door to door, that's all they talked about was the law of averages. There's a law of averages with everything. Like if you run every single red light that you come across, you'll get through a lot of them, but eventually you're going to get in an accident or a ticket. Um, and the same applies for if you go to the bar. You ask every girl at the bar out, most of them are going to say no, but eventually you'll get one that says yes.
Hey, I don't even get that one.
Yeah, well, you're married, so you shouldn't. But
Fair enough.
I mean, that's what kept me going, is just knowing that every no gets you closer to a yes. And I know it's kind of cliche, but it's the truth, you know? And for me, one of the biggest things that held me back in the beginning was just not being educated. I just didn't know what to say, what to do, what would be the next step. But, I used to go to RIAs over on the west coast of Florida before I came to live on the East Coast. And I just didn't feel like there was somebody there to like take me by the hand. And like Carrie said, it was just different with this organization, where it's like, okay, if I go knock on the door, I'll say, I'll get you that answer because I know I can come back to this group and find somebody that has the answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna add, like I see some of the things. I'm looking at the chat, being afraid to talk to homeowners. And you know what's really funny is, and I talked about this at the quick start, is the first store I knocked on because I didn't have any money for marketing. I literally sounded like an auctioneer. Like, first of all, I knocked on the door. I didn't introduce myself, which was really weird. Like, I showed up at your house or I met someone new, didn't introduce myself. And I had this spiel that I'm gonna buy, like, and no one even understood what I said. They looked at me, I looked at them, and I turned around and walked back to the car, right? So the reason I bring that up is that, it's just practice. There's really nothing to be afraid of, especially if you're putting the homeowner's needs first, right? So I see, lack of funding is a big one, right? If you don't have the capital. So how many guys agree that you actually still do need money for deals to be in this business? Put in the chat. I just want, like, we got to get rid of some of these things that if I see any more people online and the YouTubers, I won't say any names, no money, no cash, no nothing, right? So can we agree that you have to have software somewhere, right? You got to have software. Okay, good. Like now I see somebody's VIs. All right. Got it, right? You need money for a deposit. So what's a good number for a deposit in South Florida? If you're investing in South Florida, what would be a minimum you would put a deposit down for? Put in the chat. I'm just kind of curious to see what you say, right? In Florida, you have to have consideration. No consideration means no contract. It's not executed. Okay, so the numbers are all over the place. Okay. Janine, and so here's the thing is if you have the 50,000, absolutely. Right? That's a strong offer. The more money you put down, what I'm gonna tell you in our market, right? So some of the people are putting $100. Hey, Michael, I want to buy your $450,000. I got $100 down, but I'm a cash buyer. How do you feel? Or Harry, either one of you. How would you feel?
Oh, I didn't realize I
Not
was
good at all.
muted. Well, I wouldn't take it serious, that's for sure.
Yeah. Right. So you do need money for a deposit. So there are some things that you're definitely going to need. Obviously, the more you put down, the better. We at BPM RIA usually put a minimum of $1,000. We've done bigger deals, right? I did a deal with Michael. I put down, what did I put down? 100,000 on that?
100,000.
Yep. I think the price was like 230, 240. I don't even know what the price was. I don't remember.
Yeah.
That we're buying a property, and I put $100,000 down to show that I was serious. The other thing I was willing to do, right, because they had higher offers in the 280 range, I was willing to put down the full $230,000 as a deposit. How many of you guys think that if you got a full deposit like that, that the buyer or the investor is pretty serious, right? Can we all agree on that? And if you started when I started and I had no money, $500 to $1,000 was a lot of money. So I'm going to tell you, as a minimum in South Florida is $500, ideally 1,000, right? So you got to have some sort of money in there, right? Some of you guys are fear of making mistakes. I saw that also, right? And how many of you guys love wholesaling? Because if you do it right, there's no mistakes. Harry, why is there no mistakes if you do this correctly?
Well, with wholesaling, you have very little risk, and the buyer's money is in place, and you don't have closing costs if you're wholesaling. If you're a wholesaler, I wholesale, so I'm wholesaling my own properties, so that way I have control. And when I close in the morning, I'll be able to double close in the afternoon, and my buyer's money is already in place on the same day. So I'll feel very comfortable knowing that everything is in place. And I know it's a little more detailed than I was around.
Yeah, so I mean, we're going to go into details of how to wholesale all weekend coming up. And what the real key point is, if you do it correctly and you cancel within the inspection period, you'll never lose money. So like, I love not losing money, right? So it should take away the fear. The other thing is, most people don't know the steps. How do I do this? How do I get a contract? Am I using a FAR bar as? What do I fill out in the contract? How do I protect myself, right? So when Kevin Thatcher teaches this weekend, he's going to talk about some of the language you want to put it in the FAR bar as contract as an investor. And then this is the one that I always got crushed on, was the information overload. How many of you guys have information overload, right? Too many strategies. I'm going to do tax deeds. I'm going to wholesale. I'm going to rehab, right? I'm going to do some creative financing. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to build a development. I'm going to do a fire damage. Oh no, now I'm going to pick a different market. So the challenge, right? I call it the Cheesecake Factory syndrome, right? The menu is massive. So I don't even know how many pages Cheesecake Factory or how many items they have. I do the same thing with my wife. I sit down, I look at the menu. I tell her, I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll try this, maybe I'll try that. I get the two same things every time. I get the jambalaya and the orange chicken, right? So when you have too much information, it becomes exhausting. So I think it's always important that once you locate what stops you, we got to start attacking that, right? So how many of you guys believe that the opportunity is in real estate right now? Put in the chat, I believe. And if you don't, I'm just wondering why you're here then, right? Okay, good. Right? We have to change the mindset. And at the end, I think mindset is the most important thing. And we have to reprogram, we deserve the money. There's always opportunity. Even on our mentoring, our quick start to analyze properties, those are talents that we could teach, right? We could really show you what the comparables are, what the exit strategies, you have to learn that. But the mindset is something different. And near the end, I'm going to tell you something that we're doing. We haven't fully announced it. We're going to announce it actually Monday, or actually, I guess I'll announce it today indirectly for you guys, is that we're bringing one of my mentors, I'm in his inner circle, down to South Florida, Marshall Silver. And literally, he reprogrammed my mind. How many of you guys think that you could do more deals if you believed in yourself? Put in the chat. Give me a yeah, buddy. Okay, awesome. So that's one of the cool things that you're going to get today when you join our quick start. I got some bonuses for you for anyone that asks. Okay, yeah, a lot of you guys, right? It's just in your head. So right now, the market is shifting. So on the real estate side, obviously Michael does a lot of retail, from commercial, multifamily to regular, and he's also a real estate investor. Michael, what are you seeing on the market shift?
Well, on the retail side, it's definitely slower.
Mm-hmm.
And it's due to a lot of different things. I mean, I could go on for an hour, but basically, to sum it up, it's interest rates. It's also prices are still high. During COVID, everybody and their mother's uncle came to the red states, quote unquote, because we were open and free. So everybody from California, everybody from New York was working remotely. A lot of people bought Airbnbs down in this area, and now they've called them back to go to work. So people have gone back to work. They can't get their Airbnbs rented. So there's a lot of inventory out there. So I'm throwing a lot of different reasons why the market is slower right now, but it's slower. And so what we're seeing is people can't afford to have these properties anymore.
Yeah.
Whether they live in them or they have them as an Airbnb, they can't rent them anymore because there's not the rental market like it used to be for the Airbnbs. So they can't make the payments. So a lot more pre-foreclosures are coming about. People are dropping their prices. So to me, it's a good time to be a buyer.
Yeah, to be investing, right? So like I made Michael put on his realtor hat for a little bit. So Michael's buy, and what I mean by, he's a realtor and an investor.
Oh.
Get your get your mind out of the gutter, guys. What I'm saying is like he started with that realtor talk, right? Like, hey, that's happening, and then he turned it around and talked about what the opportunities are, right?
Yeah.
So 2000, all three of us were in late 2000 got crushed in real estate. And what I found was when you meet up Brad Emmer, who's been a long time member of BPM Maria, or Paul Regan, they've been in the business as, out of 10 friends, 8 of us were losing homes, right? So I thought everybody was losing, and those guys were making a lot of money, right? So now a market shift does not mean it's bad, right? If it's slowing down, it means new opportunities. The other thing I do really like is that a lot of people got into the wholesaling or investing side, and they've had a nice little run for the last 5, 6 years. You just have to be out there, you're doing deals, you're selling, you get 20 to 30 offers. And now they didn't really have a system, or they didn't have the capital, or they spent it all the above. And now they're slowly getting out of the business. So the people we know, within our organization, through BPM RIA, that are in the business, they're still crushing it. So how many of you guys understand off-market deals equal bigger profits? Harry, why would you say off-market deals yield bigger profits? What are some of the things?
Well, not many people can find them, and when we have more control.
Well, you want to define what an off-market deal is? Let's just not assume that everyone knows.
Good point. Anything that's listed on the MLS is on market, available for sale, and everyone in the world can see. An off-market property is something that no one can really see, but there are ways to find distressed or find properties off-market through the systems we use to be able to reach out to the homeowners, find the motivated sellers on all these off-market. An off-market property could also be a for sale by owner sign.
Exactly. And you're right, Dragana. You don't have that many competitors, right? So how many times that, the property's listed and the agent on the other side, oh, I already got another offer. I got this, right? So the competition is definitely steeper on the online market. The idea of a realtor, right? They should be the expert on the area that they're listing. So that's going to be a little bit different. The analogy I like using is that, like, if you're going to go buy a car and you go to the car dealership, right? They're going to tell you, oh, we got, they have that one car for sale, like really dirt cheap, like that's advertised, but that one got sold. And you're good at negotiating, right? These three guys, the three of us are great at negotiating. So maybe we didn't get killed like everybody else, and we got a little bit of a discount. And then, maybe we turned around and made some money on it, right? We sold it to someone else. On the real estate side, imagine going to the homeowner direct, right? You're going to the source, or for sale by owner, right? The way I like using it is you're driving to work and you notice that car that's in the carport and it hasn't moved in years. It's got a flat tire. Imagine knocking on that door and saying, "Hey, I'm a cash buyer. This car hasn't moved. I've been driving past your house for 4 or 5 months. Would you be open for me to buy your car? Yeah, you don't have to fix it. I'll take care of it." Right? So that's why we're seeing bigger profits. So pre-pandemic, we were averaging close to $20,000 to $25,000 per wholesale deal. Again, we're not fixing those houses. I'm going to call this post-pandemic. I don't know what else to call it. We're averaging well over $40,000 net profit on deals. So one of our former students, a friend, Antonio Lopez, he's got a deal right now in Lauderdale Villas that he bought as a short sale, horrible condition, for $133,000. And I believe he just went under contract for $280,000. So for how many of you guys, if you did one deal and you made an extra, let's just say, let's not even use his numbers, $40,000 in your pocket, it'd make a difference. Put in the chat. Give me a yeah, buddy. Want to see if that makes a big difference for you. Right? The other opportunity right now is creative financing. We had Zach Beach come by this weekend or this past Saturday, and the benefits of creative financing, again, these are advanced strategies. You can literally do it with no money out of pocket, right? No credit, really. You could do it. You do have closing costs. There's other things that you do have to do. And one of the things that I always worry about, we do go over creative financing a little bit over the quick start, is that people want to learn these advanced strategies and they still have never done a deal. So it's tough if you don't really understand subject to. It's tough if you don't really understand seller financing or lease options. And if you really do, there's a ton of opportunity. So a lot of times I'll give multiple offers. I'll do a creative financing offer and a cash offer. And the homeowner, will be a certain age group. I'm going to say retired more often than not, and they're going to say, "Man, this other stuff is way too confusing. I'll just take your cash offer." Right? So that's one of the things out there that makes a big difference. So right now, how many guys are looking for generational wealth and financial freedom? Put in the chat. I'm always curious, why do you want to be in real estate? And one of the things, and I'm going to put these guys on the spot a little bit too, is that I get that you want to make money. I got it, right? So yeah, I want to make more money. What I'm going to tell you, that's not going to be inspiring. And why I'm saying that, there's going to be some, I was going to use some bad language there. There's going to be some bad days that you're not going to want to get out of bed. You're not going to want to make that phone call. You're not going to want to go to the house. You're going to need that why to get you out there. So I don't know, Michael, Harry, either one of you want to say, well, why are you guys in real estate? Either one of you.
I'm in real estate because it was an additional stream of income for me in the beginning. And my goals were set when I first started, but they have changed over the years. And what I fell into was learning how to earn tax-free growth. So as I'm getting older, I'm more focusing on the retirement side of it. And I want to make sure that if I'm going to make $100,000, I'd rather make it tax-free than make it taxable. So I've, in addition to the strategies that I'm using now to, have enough to live on and eat and et cetera, I'm building a retirement growth as opposed to other strategies that are available to everyone.
Absolutely. Michael, what do you got? Why are you actually in real estate?
Well, I looked at several businesses, and I've done several businesses throughout my life, and these are just bigger paydays. Bottom line, you can work to get accounts or work as a sales rep or whatever, but the paydays are never what they are in real estate. And so above and beyond the money, which you mentioned, is you get the money, but then you take the money and go do something with it to create a passive income is what I'm looking for. Because as Harry said, as I get older, I want to be able to travel wherever I want to go, and I don't want to have to worry about money. I never had any children of my own, but I have step grandchildren, and they're moving to Texas. And so I don't, I'm not going to be able to see them unless if I'm tied down to another job or something that has to keep me here in Florida, I'm not going to be able to travel as much as I want. So my big thing is getting out and seeing the world. I don't care about fancy cars and this and that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I had that phase of my life, and now my phase is I want to be able to have passive income.
Yeah.
But in order to get the passive income, I got to get a chunk of money and then put it aside so I can get the passive income.
Yeah, I mean, you guys hear like Michael's talking about his family and grandkids and all the stuff out there, like that moves him. What I saw in the chat, some of you guys are putting financial freedom. So you guys are gonna hate me. And when I say this, it's too broad. You might as well, you might as well say you want peace on earth. Yes, we do want peace on earth. We want financial freedom. What I invite you on is, what does that number look like? Right? What financial freedom for Harry might be one number, Michael another number, mine might be a third number. I know my wife's numbers are definitely higher than mine, but all our wives. So like you have to buckle down on that is what I'm saying is, right? So is it 5,000? Is it 10,000? Is it 3,000? Maybe it's just getting your health back. So you want to make sure you have those numbers, so then you could work it backwards on that too. And guys, if you guys have questions, definitely put them in the Q&A. Okay, look at that. Okay, some of you guys 15,000. I like David 10 million. Got it, right? Okay, right? So there's no right or wrong number to this. It's what you need. The only thing I invite you on, if it's a massive number, I'm not sure where you're at, David, personally. If you're already making, millions and now you're trying to get to 10, that's awesome. What I invite is, if it's way too far out, sometimes it might be a challenge on it, right? Just maybe step it down a little bit, just so you could get to that goal, because it depends on how many deals you have to do, and you could kind of work it backwards. So what we talk about, the blueprint of closing your first deal, right, is you got to find step one. You got to find the keyword profitable deals, not deals, right? There's a lot of, hey, Anish, I got this deal. Michael, I got this deal, and they're not deals, right? That's step one. Step two is analyze the deal. So how many of you guys have trouble analyzing deals? Put in the chat. Just kind of curious. Or have analysis paralysis. So that was me. I was one of those. It's so funny to even think about it. What I used to do, again, I'm transparent, was I had analysis paralysis. Like, oh, I looked at this deal. I'm too stressed. So then I'd go run some errands. Then another day would go by, another day go by. By the fourth or fifth day, when I was like, okay, maybe I'll write a contract, I called, because again, these were on-market deals. And guess what? It was under contract, right? So when you do our quick start and our mentoring, we're going to get rid of that analysis paralysis. Step three, right? You got to lock up the deal. What does that actually mean? Right? Lock up the deal. You have to get it under contract. Not a verbal, written contract, right? Use a FAR bar as is, put a deposit down, put an inspection period. You have to get it under contract. I can't tell you how many times, right, where maybe you've only talked to the husband and the wife is talking to another investor. What I'm going to tell you, in our market, like you'll hear this in our mentoring, you'll hear this in the quick start, get it under contract, right? You could always get out of the contract. You could always renegotiate. There's too many new investors or investors. And I still remember where I was so afraid to get it under contract. Oh my God, this is a commitment, right? The fourth part, you got to be able to fund the deal. And again, that depends if it's a double closing, right? You still have to come up with the money. If you're making too much money, and we go over this over the weekend, you're going to have to do a double closing. If it's a short sale, you really need money, right? You have to close on it. You can't assign the contract. So you got to make sure you have that in your power team, right? You got to have a money partner. We take care of that. And my favorite is to close it and get paid, right? So super easy, 5 steps, right? There's no reason to make this a lot more complicated than you need to. So again, MLS deals versus off market, right? What we found, and we'll go over the weekend, when we use REIFax, what we found and I'll pick, I know Michael's in Palm Beach County, I think it was about 8,000 pre-foreclosures, and only 2 or 3% are for sale. Right? Same thing with probates. I know my Miami-Dade people, last time I looked at it, was almost 14,000 people. Only 2 or 3% are for sale. So again, you want to go direct. It gets away from the competition. And I do love my realtors. What I'm going to tell you, realtors kill deals a lot. Attorneys kill deals also, right? They're just worried about their commission. Sometimes they're not doing the best thing for their clients either. Us, being cash buyers, we've taken deals that were, had liens, violations, and we're fixing problems. Maybe it's, they need more time. It's not always closing fast, right? So some of the strategies we use to find off-market deals, driving for dollars, direct mail, and cold calling. And again, over the weekend, we're going to go dive deeper into that, and also some online lead generation. So a couple things, right? How do I make a quick offer? So we use the 75% rule, and it's pretty easy. ARV, which is the after repair value, times 0.75, right? 75% minus your repair costs equals your offer price. So the example I use, $400,000 is the after repair value. Again, we're going to go dive deeper this weekend in it. You're going to times it by 75% minus the 50,000. Ideally, we don't want to be higher than 250. Here's the deal. If it's 255, yes, we're going to get it under contract. This is just a quick calculation to get it under contract. There are going to be a ton of people, experienced investors like myself, Harry, and Michael. We're going to go out there and make the offer and tie it up before you even go out there and look at it, or you might have analysis paralysis syndrome, right? So that's a quick way to analyze deals quickly. Again, to lock up the deal, you want to build rapport with the sellers. You want to make the right offer, right? It could be terms, it could be more money, you could be more time. I think the deal that we're doing right now, Harry, I think the difference, don't give any numbers. I think we're going to use this weekend, actually. I think one of the things that pushed it was, are we picking up closing costs? Was that something that?
Yeah, we are.
Yep. So picking up closing costs made a big difference why they took one contract versus the other. So it's the right push button in negotiation. And of course, you want to use the right verbiage that protects you. The FAR as is contract, again, is about, I think it's 13 pages. I mean, it might be 14 now. And you want to add these additional terms in there. And we go over it during the weekend, how you get more inspection days. There's some terminology you can put in there. There's different ways to get out of deals also, if you can't sell the deal. So again, you got to lock up the deal, right? Do not, I don't know, what's the easiest way is that have a verbal. You got to have an executed contract, right? The other thing you need is to be able to fund the deal, right? So you could do subject to deals, right? Sub two. Some of you guys were there Saturday. Zach went into this pretty well. I'm going to talk about this weekend. We could do seller financing. You could buy with no bank loans, which we love, right? Lease options, right? There's a couple different ways you could use sandwich leases or master lease options to actually do deals. You're controlling the property with very little money. And of course, you could use hard money, private funding, or your own cash, right? So again, you got to be able to fund the deal. I can't even tell you how many times over the years that someone had a short sale and the investor never knew. They had no idea they had to close on the deal. And they couldn't do the deal. They couldn't change the name. So you want to know these things before it all happens out there, right? Again, do you have a big cash buyers list? So at BPM RIA, we have a 10,000 plus cash buyers list. So it's great getting something under contract. Well, it's not really a deal until you could sell it to somebody else, right? So for us, again, we've been building this list. Bill and Jan Leon, who actually started BRIA, now BPM RIA, they've been building the list since I want to say it was 1994. That was one of the things I bought, was this massive cash buyers list. You want to know, what's your exit strategy? Are you a buy and hold person, right? Are you selling to a buy and hold? Is it a fix and flip person, right? You got to learn these strategies about your buyers so you can feed them deals. What I can tell you is that if you're an experienced rehabber, they're usually not going to find the deals. They're buying them from wholesalers, right? They're staying in their niche. I know, Harry, you got like a couple buyers that that's all they do. They're not going out there going direct to consumer. It doesn't fit their business model, right? So you want to make sure you have all these things when you start doing deals out there, right? So you need a title company, right? You got to do lien searches. You want to title commitments, right? You want to make sure everything's clean, right? You need a title company that has your back. Arlie at Concierge Title, Kevin Thatcher, Independence Title, are fantastic. Clarita at Synergy Title, they have our back, right? So we're not experts on that end of it. And what's really important is you got to have a true power team. So for us,
I want to expand on what you just said. We're not experts in that. As a matter of fact, most of us are not, all of us are not experts in everything. That's why we have a team of experts working together to make all these deals successful. So when you're part of the organization, you get to see these things happening. Sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to
no, I agree with you.
Point.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is that, right? Some of you guys have analysis paralysis. What I can tell you is I do not want to be a title expert. I definitely don't want to be an insurance expert at all. So the great part is we can literally call one of our vendor partners and we could get you the right answers. It might be also as you're making more money, right? Some of you guys are landlords. Jose Ramirez talks about cost segregation. You heard Harry talk about, he wants to pay his fair share of taxes. Let me rephrase that, right? Meaning using other tax strategies. So all these things are pretty important when you're in this real estate business. So when you join our mentoring program, we're here for you, right? So our program is a little bit different than other programs out there because I put up all the money for the deals and you get tied into a mentor. The great thing is all the mentors were all former students. Michael has his own investing business. Harry has his own investing business. And the key is they make money when you make money, right? They make money out of our 50%, or actually out of my 50%. So some of the success stories, right? So I'm going to show you, we're going to just kind of run through some deals. This was one of Julio's deals. Harry, you want to talk about this on a quick version? It's
looking for the unmute there. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, this one actually 10,000 people a day were driving by this house. Couldn't see the house from the road. It was so overgrown. There's 7 abandoned cars, trash. Most people think this is an eyesore and don't even want anything to do with it. Well, Julio found this property. There was a guy actually living in it. A hoarder was living in this. No access to beds, baths, kitchen for years. His son didn't want his father to live like this. We contacted the son, gave them time, which is what they needed. We solved the problems with the city, the violations.
How much were the violations?
$386,000 for violations. And we worked with the city code officers and the city code department. And they even went to bat for us with the magistrate. Magistrate brought it down to $3, $1 per case. There was $1,672 in hard costs, so it's your costs that the city had incurred for maintaining or doing whatever they did on the property that had to be paid. And the $1,675, we actually had our buyer pay for that. So
yeah, there's a couple things on this that Harry talked about. I mean, this is Broward Boulevard, super busy. Our student door knocked on it. You couldn't even see the house. The seller wanted this house had equity, ton of equity. The seller's son wanted over $700,000 on the house. We bought it, I want to say, for $359 or change, somewhere around there.
We ended up paying about just over $300,000.
Okay, so a little bit, and then the key also was there were all these violations and liens, and since we know how to negotiate these liens, and it's my money, we closed with the liens on it. So that's not an issue for us. That's why probably a lot of investors probably passed on it. The wholesale profit, again, these are net numbers, $138,000. So Julio made over $65,000, not using any of his money. And so his return is infinite, right? Literally, he found the deal and learned hands-on. So this is another one of Julio's deals. As I look at this house, I could tell you in 2006, I would have walked away from this house. This was a hoarder. We actually had to do a probate. I believe Julio had to track down the heirs, which was a son, right? Or two sons? No, one son.
The other son died in the house too, so
Correct.
we actually had to do a double probate. We had to do a probate on the mother who died a year earlier, transfer it to the two sons. The son passed away before we got this, so we had to do a probate on his to allow the title to transfer into the surviving brother's name. And we made him a deal that did have equity. I think he walked away with 30 grand. We cleaned it out. It turns out there was a hole in the floor. That's why you saw the plywood there. But we solved the problems for the city. We solved the problems for everybody. And we didn't know how much we were going to make on this. We just knew that we were going to make something. And then through our buyers list, we were able to have people with various exit strategies of their own make offers to the point where we could net 110,000. These are not HGTV numbers, guys. These are actually after all closing costs, all everything. That's actually cash in pocket.
Yep. So how many guys put in the chat, if you did a deal and you netted over $100,000, it would actually make a difference? I was looking at some of the freedom numbers that you guys put in, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. Again, this is not a get rich quick thing, guys. You guys understand that. And in our market, these are some of the numbers that we're doing with our students, right? So this deal was a reverse mortgage. This was one of Harry's deals. The homeowners were actually the heirs were going to actually walk away from the deal. We bought the house, or Harry bought the house for $171,000 in Margate. Didn't fix it up, cleaned it up, wholesaled the deal for $179,000. Right? So Harry doesn't do a ton of deals, Harry and Victoria. They just do big deals. And again, these houses are not expensive. I want to make sure we're not looking at $1 million houses making 100, 150,000. How many of you guys are excited if you did one of Harry's deals? That would make a difference for you. But yeah, Harry. Right? So this one, unsafe structure, right? Black mold in there. I would have walked away from this house too. Big orange sign on the house.
Unsafe structure.
Unsafe structure. And lo and behold, another $111,000, right? So again, if you're starting to count these numbers, some of these numbers are life-changing, right? So I know, now I know some of you guys are thinking, right? Sounds great, but can I really do it? That's exactly what one of our students said until they did this. So,
hi everybody, my name is Antonio Lopez. My company name is Antlop Investment Properties. And before I met Anish Dave and joined the BPM RIA mentoring, I had just a basic idea of what I needed to do in real estate investing. After I joined, aside from learning pretty much everything that was required to learn about real estate investing and to become successful, one of the biggest benefits that I received was the amazing network of people that were part of the club. Everything that you can think of, everything that you need in order to be successful in real estate investing, you can find it here at the BPM RIA. So thank you so much, BPM and Anish, for everything. I really appreciate it. I owe you guys a ton. And for you guys watching this, I highly encourage you to check out BPM RIA. It's the first place you need to, where you want to start your real estate investing journey. So.
Yep. And so that was the deal that Antonio just talked about. Got a deal in Lauderdale Villas, a 3-1 for 133,000, and he's gonna do a double closing, probably make close to $140,000 on the house. So this is one of Harry and Victoria's deals. Oh, as you start getting better, you heard him talk about tax-free. So again, Harry and Victoria bought this in their self-directed Roth IRA, $1,000 down, found the deal, right? This was a regular deal, Harry. You're on mute.
Yeah, it was actually a pre-foreclosure in the state. Same issue, had to find the heir. It turns out it was his brother that they haven't spoken for 35 years, had more than enough equity in this. We paid for probate, offered the brother quite a bit of money. And some things happened when we resold it and everything. One guy backed out, another one came in for a lot more money. And but because the spread was significant, I had my Roth purchase this property, and someone made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So that was the tax-free profit.
Yep. So on $1,000, $145,000 tax-free. When you're a BPM RIA member, Camoplan is one of our self-directed IRA companies. They do a lot of good stuff. We've done webinars. We're probably doing an in-person event with them pretty soon. Again, the first job is to make money. The second job is to keep it. This was 2 duplexes, and same thing. Harry and Victoria worked on this deal. He almost passed on the deal, meaning he almost didn't go to the house. And the numbers, this is our record of $265,000 tax-free. So if you're keeping track, right? He's 2 deals, $400,000 on the same $1,000. We also rehab houses, right? So I'm just going to kind of run through these where we fix them up, we stage them, right? So when you're an elite student, I'm going to put up the money for the rehab also. And we cleaned it up. So we only made $67,000, and I use that loosely. The rehab only took 30 days. It took 118 days because it was an FHA buyer. So you have to wait the 90 days. So our student actually learned hands-on how to do a rehab, and they worked with their mentor, and we got the deal done, right? So that's a $33,000 profit. So let's shift gears for a second, right? Because while the numbers are impressive, what we really do here at BPM is change lives. So our next story gets me every time, and I love this guy.
My name is Kevin Tyree. My company name is, I work with BPM RIA. Before joining BPM RIA, my previous career, I worked at the Port of Miami for 23 years, and I also was a buy and hold investor. After joining BPM RIA, I've learned how to wholesale, short sales, work with probate properties, and things of that nature. Join BPM. Thanks, Anish.
Yeah. So Kevin is a buy and hold guy and a licensed real estate agent. And his first deal was actually a probate. We had the sheriff come out there. We had a evict. It was a little bit nightmarish. And we still made almost $90,000 on a wholesale deal, right? So here's another little rehab we did in Hollywood. This was a short sale where we closed on it. Great bones, the windows were good, the roof was good. We cleaned it up, right? You could see the same kind of concept, the staging all the way through. This was a $167,000 profit. Latanya made over $80,000. Again, beginning to end, these are net profit numbers. Put in the chat if this would make a difference for you in your life by doing one of these deals, right? And how many of you guys are excited about real estate now? Yeah, Walter, right? I'm always wondering, like, if you're not excited, I don't know what else I could do for you guys, right? So this is another deal in North Miami Beach. Our student Violet knocking on doors, and actually this was from a bird dog referral because she did another deal in there. She paid the bird dog guy $1,000. We wholesaled this. North Miami Beach. If you could imagine, we bought the house for $185,000. We wholesaled it, made $170,000 on that one. Right. So this is Julio's deal. Also, we were thinking about rehabbing it. He was driving for dollars. And when I'm saying driving for dollars, the only reason he stopped, the door was open and he saw people cleaning out the house. The homeowners or the heirs, it was a probate deal. They were going to walk away from it. And we looked at actually rehabbing the house. And then all of a sudden we said, oh my gosh, we got $122,000 profit. Let's just go ahead and take it. Right. So same thing, South Miami. We bought this house for $150,000. They thought it was a tear down. Right. $235,000 profit. Again, students are making 50%. This was a wholesale deal, 55 and over. People always ask us, do you guys buy condos? Do you 55 and over? black mold, right? It would look great on the outside, not good on the inside. We have cash buyers that specialize in 55 and over, right? So our numbers are 61,000. Again, Sandra made a little over $30,000. And one of our attendees that attended the quick start, this is what she had to say.
Hi, my name's Nicole Bergatti. I'm with Bergatti Properties, and I'm currently a full-time employee of CBRE. I'm events and meeting coordinator. And prior to starting the 2-day quick start course, I've always wanted to do real estate. I've always been interested in flipping homes and all that good stuff. And I knew Anish, and I knew that this is what he did. And he's so smart, and he knows real estate so well. And so I went ahead and just took the course, and I am so glad I did, because a couple months later, we ended up closing a deal that was worth $42,000. And that's great money. And now I have a few more deals in the pipeline, and I'm super excited about my investing future. And that wouldn't have been possible without Anish and his team. And I 100% recommend that you take this course, get started, and do it.
Yeah, and what I love about Nicole is she wasn't sure about being in real estate. Her husband, I love her husband, too, was, oh, that's not going to work. Why are you doing this? And then all of a sudden she got a $20,000 check, and they got to put some work into the house that they live in, and she got excited about real estate. And all she did was the 2-day quick start that's coming up this weekend. So one of the things that we always do is with BPM RIA, I put up 100% of the money for the deals. We profit share, where we go 50-50 on the first deal. And we're going to get rid of that analysis paralysis. We're going to get you to take action and close deals. And then you get direct access to your mentors. So we only take 6 students per month. The reason is you have unlimited access to your mentor. So Michael, Harry, you heard them talk about they were doing a training earlier. We actually went to house with a student yesterday that we went under contract. So we're a hands-on company. One of the things that our 2 programs, what I'm just going to tell you is book a discovery call. We do have our core program that starts at $19,997. Our elite program is where we put up the money for the rehab. Also, besides the buy one, get one free, you're going to have a ton of questions. What I'm just going to tell you is book a discovery call, ask me all the questions. I believe we have 3 seats left for August for new students also. Our 2-day quick start, what are you going to learn, right? We're going to talk about wholesaling, rehabbing, creative financing, self-directed IRAs, how to set up your corporation, how to look at properties. It's 2 full days of real information here in South Florida. So you're going to definitely want to do it. I'm going to add some special bonuses. So this is what I was talking about, mindset. So Michael and I are actually flying out to California Monday. So Marshall Silver has been one of my mentors for a few years. I spent well over 6 figures with him because I needed to fix what was up here, right? And what I mean by that was I know I do pretty well, and I have unfinished business, right? And so some of the challenges, what I realized was that I was stopping myself, right? I'd get to a level, and then I'd self-sabotage. And the key was that he reprogrammed my mind, right? And I'll give you a quick example of what he did at the Turning Point, which we're going to have coming up here October 14th to the 16th down here in South Florida. I have him flying in from California. One of the examples that he does during that Turning Point is he calls it a non-confront. So I'm going to ask you guys, Harry or Michael, and what I mean by non-confront is he goes, think of a time where the speaker, it could be a family member, right? It could be anything, and it's something you didn't want to hear. Right. And what I mean by that, right, and I'll use the real estate education part of it, is if I said you have to go out there and talk to sellers and you're scared to talk to sellers, magically you have to go to the bathroom, Magically, you have to answer that phone call. Oh no, I need to reorganize, right? So as a solo entrepreneur, and I say, hey, we have to go, knock on doors, or we have to call or do money making activities, and lo and behold, right, it's a non-confront. Why are you not confronting it? Right? What's going on there? And so at the event, he's going to reprogram your mind. So this is not just for real estate people. This is for people that are, I'm going to say stuck, right? It's about passion, profit, and power, getting it all back, right? Or you might be in a situation you're making great money and your significant other, there's no passion in your life, right? In your relationship, right? Or you feel helpless. So I thought it was that important that I'm flying Marshall in from California to do this 3-day event. So anyone that joins our 2-day quick start, I'm going to throw 2 tickets in for free. The retail value is $2,995 a ticket. So Michael, I know you want to add something to that.
Well, no, just a saying that I heard many years ago that stuck with me, and it's everything that you've ever wanted in life is just on the other side of fear.
Agreed.
So I even put that on the wall in my office because it was so powerful, because everything you're talking about, oh, it's time to go knock on doors, it's time to make phone calls, it's time to prospect. People get fear and then they come up with an excuse or they don't confront it because of generally a lot of times it's fear, whether it's a relationship or a business or whatever. Everything you want is just on the other side of doing that thing that you're afraid of doing or that holds you back. So
Yeah, and what's funny is like after you do it, you're like, I can't believe I was so afraid of that. I know we played that little video, and I know I can't see your faces, and I know you guys were laughing when I hit my face on that board, and that was actually at the turning point. What you don't know about that story is that when you have the wood, you put all your fears on that wood, right? All the stuff that's stopping you. And for me, I said, you want to break through. Like the idea is to break through. I was so focused on breaking the board because I was like, nothing's going to stop me, right? Nothing in my life is going to stop me, that I forgot about the landing. And that's why I hit my face. So when you do the turning point, hopefully you won't hit your face like I did. And I was just so amped up about the power that it literally changed my life. So I've been to 3 different turning points in his inner circle. And I think it's so powerful that I convinced Marshall to actually fly out here. So again, I'm adding that as a bonus, guys. So literally, you're going for the quick start for free, or vice versa. Some of you guys, I've done this in the past with the bonuses. So some of you guys are lucky and you already get tickets on it. We will be selling the tickets. We do have a discounted price. I did talk to Marshall. 2 tickets will be for $500. So I know we probably have a link. Maybe Alexa could actually throw it in there. We'll be really announcing it Monday. It is owntheresult.com. If Michael, maybe you could even pop it in if possible. And the other cool things on the bonuses, I'm going to put up money for transactional funding, the co-wholesaling, and the power team. So if you get something under contract, I will go ahead and put up the money for the deals as long as it's a wholesale deal. But you have to get it under contract. And then more importantly, I give you a money back guarantee. So if you say, hey, Nish, after Saturday, this isn't for me, I didn't really get what I needed, no questions asked, we're going to give you your money back too. So I know some of the people on this call have been on the quick start because I see some of the names. I saw some of the things that they've gotten out of it. Again, this is the gift that you want to give yourself on that, on your business. And you can see the massive numbers that we have. And what you're going to want to do is you want to take out your phone. I think we only had 2 or 3 seats left. I'm not sure what that final number was. It is all day Saturday, Sunday. Cameras on. $495 for members, $695 for non-members. I know throughout the weekend, Harry, Michael, maybe Denise and Lucian will pop in throughout the weekend. Maybe you'll see, if you guys are sports fans, you'll see some of the NFL guys or some of the other professional athletes in the same situation that you guys are at, where they're new to it, they're scared of it. And I want to commend you guys, first of all, to be on the webinar. We always go through this, whether it's the in-person events or the webinars. So many people register, and I want to say like, I don't know, maybe half even show up. And these are the same people that say, I need to change my life. So for the people that hung out, that showed up, we are 100% grateful. And this is the gift that you want to give yourself too. So I know we have a winner. So someone got paid to be a member. If you're already a member, we're just going to extend it. So that's not a problem for us either. So who is that winner?
All righty, guys. 1 year membership to BPM RIA going to David F.
All right, David.
Congratulations. Let's go. I'll be in touch with you. And guys, we did record today's webinar. It will be posted to our YouTube channel within 24 hours. We have been getting it in under 24 hours for you guys posted there. So please share this with somebody who needs it. Give us 5 stars on Google. All the above. Join us this weekend. Scan the QR code. We need you there because low key, I don't want to hear that you said you missed it.
Yeah. Yeah, and as I said, not only, I mean, you get the double whammy because of the bonuses for Marshall Silver's,
Yeah.
turning point. So I mean, that alone, as I said, if you go to
pays
his
for itself.
website, it's a gazillion dollars and it's literally life-changing. Our
Correct.
answer is right? We need to fix what's up here. I could only help you out on the actual real estate stuff. I can't help you on the mental stuff, man.
Yeah.
And
Your family will appreciate it. Your business will appreciate it. You will appreciate it.
yeah.
All the above. So
Yep. And Michael, Harry, any last words? I know we're a couple minutes over, and I appreciate you guys all hanging in there. Michael, you wanna
Yeah, no, you just summed it up. It's all about mindset. You can get the tools, you can get the software, you can get, the knowledge, but it's mindset and then taking action. And that's the biggest mistake that I see that most people make in any industry is they just don't take enough massive action. And if you just do the action and put it into place, it always follows down the road, the results.
Harry, anything you gotta add?
Like anything in life, it's about plugging in and learning. So when Victoria and I started, we went to every class, every meeting, even if we knew the topic already, we went anyway, because if we learned just one new thing, it was worth the time. We as we grow older, we seem to forget the simple basics. When children are learning how to walk or ride a bicycle, they don't get up and run. They fall over a whole bunch of times, and sometimes they get bruised knees along the way. But they never give up, and they get it done. But yet, for some reason, as adults, we have lost that. Here, you have the opportunity to earn as you learn. You don't need to go to school for 4 years before you start implementing this into practice. And so, Victoria and I, we have never looked back, and are so grateful to Anish for taking us under his wing so many years ago. And that's why we pay forward to you guys to help your journey succeed. So, taking the first step, showing up is key. Keep plugging in, get to these meetings. You are worth it.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna end with whenever you sign up or join anything, the day you sign up, that's when the journey starts. And the example I like using is, when you go on vacation and you book that cruise, like the National RIA cruise or wherever you're gonna go, you're already thinking, man, what am I gonna buy? Man, I'm gonna buy that outfit. Or that sounds like my wife. I would always say is I'm gonna at least relax, right? So you start living into that future. Because when I look at Michael, Harry, Denise, and Lucian, one of the things that we've all done is we've worked on ourselves first, right? And again, I just tell people when they ask me what I do, I always tell people I'm in the transformation business. It's just through real estate. So thank you guys again for, some of you guys are been with us for 3 days in a row. which is amazing. I've
Love
seen some of you
that.
guys in person on Wednesday. I've seen you guys on Saturday, and you might as well finish it up and spend the weekend with me too. So thank you
Yeah.
guys. Thank you, Alexa. Congratulations, David, on winning the membership. And we'll see you guys this weekend. Thanks, guys.
Bye.